tukakula maisha ya nasa.
I adore you.
Yeah.
Weni wangu.
And I take the blame because it almost feels easier so that I can control the narrative.
Warning: this podcast episode discusses sensitive topics, including mental health, abuse, and suicide. The content may be distressing or triggering for some listeners. If you or someone you know is struggling, please consider seeking support from a mental health professional or contacting a crisis helpline in your area. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to the Heart to Mic podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie Cherono. Here we celebrate the power of authentic conversations, and together we'll explore our emotions, challenges, and growth through powerful storytelling. And today, you know what it is. I have the baddest entrepreneur in the building, guys. She inspires me because business is not for the weak or the faint-hearted. I'll let this lady, introduce herself.
Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Tara. I am a food and lifestyle content creator and also an entrepreneur. I own a mobile cocktail bar called Rusty Nail, and we basically just do private events. We do birthdays and graduations, and our vibe is very lax. Our cocktails are lax, our service is lax too.
You're a cat mom.
And I'm also a cat mom.
Yeah,
a
of
proud
two.
cat mom of Sushi and Pancho.
Follow them on Instagram.
Literally.
They have their own page. How's your heart today, friend?
I'm actually really good today.
Yeah.
I woke up in the morning. I was so ready to work. I feel like recently I've just been I'm just ready to work. I don't want to be in my head too much. I have so much time now. So
Yeah. Why do you have so much time?
I have so much time. And actually, this is an exclusive. Because I actually have not talked about this anywhere. But
Only on the Heart to Mic, guys.
Period. So I recently got into a long distance relationship with my long-term partner. So we've been together, and then he traveled for work. And I'm now in a point in my life where I'm trying to unravel we've been so intertwined. So now I'm trying to unravel that and just be in my individual space. So yeah, so that's why I'm now I'm going to work.
You have to work.
Yeah.
How are you processing the distance now?
It's hard. It's so hard because, and you only realize that it's hard when the person leaves. And you're there's some things that, even the small things that he used to do for you that now it's all on you. And when you remember that, you're just guy,
I miss him.
I'm so sad. I miss him, and I miss laughing with him, and I miss playing with the cats with him, and doing the cute dates and stuff.
You're like our mom and dad, you know that, in the crew. We really admire you guys.
Oh,
because he's really a dad. He'll tell you, can you stand up?
Yeah.
You're really embarrassing yourself. And by this is most of the time he's telling Steph, but he still stands on business. I think he takes care of us as his small sisters.
He
and I think when we all think about relationships, we're just we want what they have. It's good. It's the fact that you guys have been able to gel the relationship with business and families and all the hardships that come with also cohabitating and stuff. It's very beautiful to see.
Actually, the business. Oh my God, let's talk about the business. So he left on a Sunday, and the week after, I got a call on Tuesday saying that we have an activation. We need you guys. This I thought I was gonna get a week to process and
adjust.
Plan. I didn't get a week.
You got 2 days.
2 days. That week, you guys.
And disclaimer, Tara is a hyper-independent babe. Before you get to know what the hell is happening in her life, it's you've insisted, tell me how you feel. I remember the beginning of our friendship, I was she just seems she has this wall on top of her. And I remember I told Steph, we don't have to gel. Yeah, she can just be your friend. and I just can be coming once in a while. But then I realized that it also has a lot to do with like how you grew up, and you just had to be independent. So like we didn't know that the first 2 days you were going through the gutters because
I
you
didn't
didn't
say.
say
I
anything.
didn't say.
Yeah.
I was like, let me just try and figure this out
Yeah,
myself.
we're all the same.
We don't want to bother each other.
So independent. I don't know where that comes from.
I think our childhood, and we're going to talk about that, but I think it has a lot to do with how we were raised and also the circumstances that push us to be like, okay, I need to figure out something because this one is not working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that week, I had to find like fire. They wanted fire. They wanted to do what? I was like, this is so outside of what we usually do.
Yeah.
And I feel like that week, heaven and earth collided. Like it was just like, my God, I need to do this, I need to do that, and I'm doing it alone. I wasn't even able to consult with him because he was still
In transit.
traveling, so he was not there to help.
And you figured it out.
And I figured it out painfully.
Bad bitch. Always a bad bitch. We love that.
Yeah.
How's business going, like with Rusty Nail? Because I think jump-starting a business, especially of that kind, because it's on need basis until you get a client. You're probably just doing a lot of like setups to advertise the business. I remember once we came to your house and you were bringing a whole big bar, and I said, this is an investment and it has to come and go every time from the house to back to the location and everything. But like, we don't talk about the beginning stages of business, especially when you're doing it with your partner. Like, did you change or like separate responsibilities?
So actually, from the start, our responsibilities were separate. I am like the person, I'm customer facing. I make the bookings, I do the social media. I'm one who talks to clients. I'm one who like talks to the people. I never used to do any groundwork at all. He, on the other hand, would do all the groundwork. He'd be the one to call the mixologists, prep the ingredients if needed, or prep with the mixologists, and then now set up things on the ground. So me on the ground, my work was just to take videos content and like have a cocktail and just like party.
But chilling.
Yeah. So now the difference is that I now have had to get, which is good because it's helped me separate the business from myself and even him. So now I get someone, I've not employed, but I call on someone to come and like do all the prep. And then when the guys are coming to pick up the bar from the house, they just carry everything.
Plus
the stuff that have been prepped. And then the mixologist goes to the site. I don't even have to be there. Mixologist goes to the site, sets up the bar, party is going. I send lunch.
For the guys, mixologists.
I send lunch on Uber Eats. And I wait for them to tell me that the party is over.
Then you come.
Then I come, I say hi to the client.
It was a pleasure doing business with you.
I call the bar guys to come pick up the stuff. And it's very easy, very nice.
Easy now.
And I'm grateful that there's a kind of like a lifestyle change that forced that to happen. Because I really want to not have to be there 100%. I want the business to run without me being there.
Yeah.
So that I can focus on other things. So it's
because one thing about you always think about business. She's like, what else can we do?
Yeah.
And I don't think you're scared of starting anything. I think that's another thing that I really admire. It's like, okay, cool. Today we're doing UGC. Tomorrow we're doing... And I remember when I started doing UGC, I was like, I think I've seen Tara doing this. And I was like, that's another source of income. I was like, this baby's rich, guys. This is why she lives the way she does. I was like, she's always just putting her hand in everything. And I think, does that come from a background of entrepreneurship, like from your parents or anything?
Yeah, I really do think it's hereditary. My dad is an entrepreneur. My mom is an entrepreneur. I don't think that they have been employed. My dad has been employed like once, but it was like to save a dying business. That's basically just being an entrepreneur. So I really do think it's like hereditary. Yeah.
How was like your childhood?
It was fun.
It was lit.
I think I've had a great childhood. I've done all the activities that I used to do. I've done skating. I've done golf.
Oh, bougie.
I've done like cooking classes.
Oh, photography classes.
Did photography classes as well. What else have I done? I used to be in this children's club called Sunflower.
What is sunflower about?
We used to do like acrobatics.
I could have never guessed that.
Yeah.
Acrobatics.
Yeah.
So you're like climbing on
We
each
used to,
other.
you know those pyramids that these guys make on the road?
On the traffic.
Actually, we used to make them. And because I was the smallest, I used to be the one at the top doing this.
For how? This is what age?
That's like around like between 8 and 10, 8 and 11.
Wow, that sounds quite interesting.
Yeah, we were active every Saturday.
So if things wouldn't have worked out with us, you'd just be there in traffic.
I'd be an acrobat.
In traffic. We're seeing you there on Gongora, like, shout out to that babe at the top. She's so pretty. But like, let's talk about the environment that you grew up in. Was it always, how did your parents show you affection?
First of all, I would start by saying that my parents showed us that they love each other. At that time, it was very nice. They loved each other. They used to laugh together. They used to play. They used to like do like those cute like play fighting things.
Smooching each other.
They used to smooch.
Yeah, just like,
they
ew,
used to think
mom.
that that's the nasty.
Nasty.
Yeah, but they showed us that they're in love. And then, so that was very easy I think it was a very easy childhood. And then when I got to be a teenager is when things just started going. But as a child, it was nice. It was a healthy environment that we grew up in. And they used to play with us as well.
Engage you guys as
They
kids.
used to engage us. They used to take us for like trips and like lunch. And when we had a birthday, they used to make it a big deal. Christmas was also a big deal as well. Like all these like small things that parents do, they did. And they did it really well. So shout out to them.
To them. And you have a great relationship with your dad as well. Has it always been like that?
No.
He said, toss again.
It actually, I feel like it's one that we've worked with. We've worked for it. Because as much as they were like loving and present and whatnot, my dad was not present at all.
Emotionally.
He used to be the ones for sleeping in the office. His life was just work Monday to Monday. Even on the weekends, he would like go to the office. And I understand because he is an entrepreneur. And as an entrepreneur, your life
You
is
sacrifice your
business.
time.
Yeah, your life is your business. So I would say that probably he got us too early. He was setting himself up as an entrepreneur while being a
dad.
father. So I guess that's where he went wrong, and he ended up obviously focusing on the money because he needed to feed us. So because that happened for so long, it's kind of like strained our relationship. And then as I got older, I was like, this guy is never here. In fact, I'm not used to him being here. So like if he came to the...
You're just like, what are you doing here?
Like, why are you here so early?
You're supposed to be at work.
You usually come at 10 p.m. Like, why are you here at 5? It's weird.
Because it's not the usual pattern.
Yeah. And it's not to say that I didn't enjoy his company when he was
It was
around.
just odd because...
And no, my mom, my brother and I, we built a routine around that. So we would have like dinner together minus him. So now when he's there, we're all like...
You don't even know how to behave.
Don't know what to do, don't know what to talk. Also feel like you don't know him.
Yeah, because
Maybe
of the
like a
absence.
stranger. Yeah. So, and there's one time we had a really bad fight about it. I was like, what are you saying? Like he had opinions on how we're living and what we're doing. And I'm like,
Who are
I
you
don't
to
think
say
you have the
anything?
right to say that. You don't have the right to have all these opinions. And then we had a fight. Hey!
He said, fight.
I said, today you're gonna know me. If you don't know me,
Today's the day.
today
is the day.
I said it all. I said it all. Oh my God.
How old are you at this point?
I was 22.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's the time you're standing on business because
I
you're
said I
like
was standing on-
independent.
I said, throw me out if you want.
I can survive. I don't need you.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the turning point when we had that. That was the first fight that we've had like that. It was so bad. Like he was angry. I was even angrier.
Yeah.
So then now when things cooled down, we were like, you know what? I think there's something that needs to be fixed here. And I think it needs to start with us. We need to talk. So then that's when we decided to but to start having monthly dinners. So we have dinner every month. every Thursday. We actually are due for one next week.
That's
Every
cute.
third Thursday of the month we have dinner, and I get to choose the place. I usually go for the most
Because you're the
expensive place I know.
because friends. I'm like, I already know the places, just like I cannot afford them all the time. So dad,
Yeah.
it is your pocket that is going to suffer for
Yeah,
this one.
I have a
Yeah.
list. I have a list, and he pays the bill all and I even just
I
tell
mean,
him,
daddy, who else would have paid the bill?
there's no way,
There's no. I'm your child,
unless it's like your birthday.
and that one maybe not really.
And that's what he's like, I've paid for dessert.
Yeah, the cake for the happy birthday to you,
Yeah.
and then after that, please 15,000. I don't get it.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm just a girl.
Yeah.
I'm basically
a
a
child.
princess.
I'm an infant. Like, please take care of me.
Yeah, so I would say that those dinners have really helped us. And now I feel like I know him. I know the kind of person he is outside of being a father and a dad. Like, I know him as a human being, which I think is so important.
Yeah.
So even like when they had a separation, it was easy for me to just treat them as
Separate beings.
separate people. So so the relationship has not been good, but we worked on it,
And now it's good.
Yeah, and now it's good.
And your mom?
My mom has always been good. Like,
Yeah.
she's been there.
The girl's girl.
She's a girl's girl.
I met her and I was like, first of all, are you her sister? She's so young, and I think she's
Yeah.
kept herself. And I remember one of the things that she told me, she was like, I had it easy in regards to, like, I had children young, but also in the same breath, there was so much going on that I had to take care of so many things at the same time. So I remember that time I was trying to have a conversation with her about children, and she was like, yes, I had children young, which is why I'm able to grow up with my daughter and like learn things with her, but it wasn't always easy. And I think whenever we think about children, do you want to have kids?
Hey,
You want to have cats?
I don't know. I have cats, and already they're driving me up the wall.
They're here just breaking your eggs.
My eggs, the plates, my plants,
And the way you love your plants.
everything is under siege in that house. Oh my
Siege,
god,
under siege.
everything is under siege. The kids thing, I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
not. Until today, I don't think I've ever seen myself being a mom, and I love other people's kids. Like, I don't say I hate kids. I love kids, and I love other people's kids. And I
but
know
other
if
people.
I become an aunt, I will be a very present aunt, and I'll be there. Like, need me to babysit,
I
I'll
got
put
you.
my things down and I'll babysit and I'll do all that. But up to today, maybe I'll change my mind in the future. I guess maybe now I'm in my selfish years, so I don't really think
Understandably
about kids
so.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for now, I
No.
don't think so. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think my
And
opinion
you?
around kids changed when I was thinking about, I think when you see the relationship, like my mom has now 3 grandchildren,
Yeah.
the joy that it gives her, I think for me can be worth the labor and the stress and the whatnot, because I think parents want to see their generation grow. I think it's very important for them to like see, okay, I had Stephanie had whoever, and now they're in a good place, but now I have grandchildren, and like it's like a full house of sorts. But now also we're in the stage where my mom is just constantly like, I remember the other day, I don't know, I think when we were shooting the first episode, she was like, but God will bless you with a husband. I said, not now. Thanks, but not now.
I don't even want to say amen.
I said, like, I get it, but like, I don't know if I'm ready for that, because now I think as I'm getting older, I'm realizing that marriage is such a huge deal, and it's such a big decision to make who's going to be like the father of your children and your partner for life. They can either elevate you or just take you down south.
they
Also,
can
Confessions of
derail
Nairobi Women is wild. It's given me kidogo trauma, because I'm like, women are going through it, and because of that, I'm like, let me make sure that I'm sure about this decision before I make it. And I think that's where faith comes in, when I pray about things, and I hope that when the time is right, I'll be able to be made known of that by God. Which brings me, it's a segue. How's your
Segue.
as Sharon Mashida says? What's your relationship with God like?
I don't know if I have one.
And I think you mentioned this during like a vision board.
Yeah, and I know I had promised you guys.
Yes, you did. You
I
said
did.
I'll try.
I mean, I try a bit. I pray here and there.
Yeah.
But I don't have. I don't go to church. I don't like do devotions and things like that. I pray when I feel like I need someone to talk to. And I believe in God. Like, I know there's a God. I know there's God. I know that He does things and He helps people and stuff. But I just don't have an inclination to have a relationship with God. Not to say that I
Like you're an atheist or
I'm not
something.
an atheist
Yeah.
at all, and I don't. And if I ever feel like I want to go back, I will, and I think I'll go back like full throttle.
Yeah.
My mom was a Sunday school teacher.
Oh, I was gonna ask about the background.
Yeah. My mom actually is the one who introduced my dad to God and the lifestyle around God. And she taught Sunday school for long. Like she even used to practice on us at home.
So were you
She had
guys also
pictures and
going to
things.
church with her?
Yeah. We grew up in church. I was not really like in church, but we grew up going to church. We grew up knowing God. And for a long time. And then now when I think the influence started from her, because now she was like, hey, I've overstudied. You know, like too much of things just make you sick.
Yes, for sure.
That's what happened with her. So she kind of like fell off, stopped teaching Sunday school. So even me, I was like,
Sawa, you finished. Let us
finished?
go.
I'm
Yeah.
finished.
Together.
Yeah.
And I think there's so much influence that comes from our parents when it comes to spirituality, but also it's also a journey that you will go through on your own. I don't think it's something that we should, even as friends, force onto you, like go to church, do this. It's important. I think when God wants to find you, he will find you, and you will feel it and you will know.
Yeah.
And when that time comes, we'll definitely be here to support that journey. So that's dope.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. I wanted to talk about your relationship with money.
Hey, that's a very nice topic.
Yeah. Because I feel like you put your hands in everything. But like, is it like, are you scared of being broke? Are you like doing all those things because you're like, I don't want poverty? Or is it because you actually enjoy?
My arch enemy and nemesis is poverty.
You're like the idea of, because I remember the other day we were talking about like we really can't afford ourselves.
Yeah.
And the lifestyles that we live, from like hair and nails and everything, and just like to live comfortably and shop the way we'd want and eat the things that we'd want. Thank God for our parents who did all those things for us. But like now being adults, it can be a strain to do shopping, to pay rent, to like go do your hair, to like maintain your beauty and like get into all these things. But when it comes to you, when you know how much it costs to sustain the lifestyle that you genuinely want, you realize it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And we are also in the gig economy. So like, how's that going for you?
The gig economy.
Gig economy is finishing us, Buana.
One by one payments here and there.
Whenever they want is when they'll pay.
Honestly, yeah. So I feel like I'm definitely scared of being broke.
Same.
It gives me nightmares. It actually does. Like being broke.
I get anxiety when I don't have money. And my mom told me, I think you made money an idol. But I was like, how am I supposed to
live?
Live without the money? We need the money.
It makes me sick, like physically. There's one time I was broke. I was almost at zero. Why?
Stress.
I couldn't even recognize myself. I didn't even want to look at myself in the mirror.
It was bad.
It was so bad. So I kind of feel like maybe I just had double, because I just want to gather.
As much as you
I just want to gather. And I think it's because I really want to maintain the lifestyle I was given as a child. And it was not like a cheap lifestyle. Like I was doing so many things, golf, what. So
And your parents like allowed you to also step into those hobbies and like ideas that you have, and like the things that probably you are interested in, they allowed it to happen.
Yeah.
So you want to be able to give yourself the
I want to do
same.
that for myself.
Yeah.
I want to go for paint and sip.
Yeah, and afford it and not dent your bank account.
Yeah, and not feel like funny about doing it. I want to go eat a nice dinner at a cute hotel. Those things. So yeah, definitely poverty is my enemy number one.
You said it's my enemy.
It's my enemy number one.
Can you give us maybe an instance where you stepped in quote unquote faith, like with a blind eye, and it has actually like become successful? Maybe it's like living together, cohabitating, or it's like business moves that you did based on how your heart posture was.
I think it's definitely living together. That was just like, wow, that was wild. If I like look back.
Yeah, I remember I said, based on my experience, it didn't work out. So I was like, Tara, are you sure?
This babe has lost her medulla.
Yeah, and there's nothing as bad as hearing that when you've already done it.
Yeah, no, like
from your
I'm
friends.
I'm already here.
Yeah.
You guys just support me.
Yeah.
Yeah. because we moved in together so soon in our relationship. But then I also was like, this guy is such a nice, like I can see his soul,
That's good.
and I know him, and I know his soul, and he's not that guy. Because me now, I was not thinking about like the horror stories of living with someone.
yeah.
Like, it can go wrong in
It
so
can.
many ways. But I was just like, you know what? I see this guy's soul. Let's do it. I mean, we were gonna do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
when the opportunity presented itself,
And you found that space, you were just like, let's go.
yeah.
So you followed your heart with that.
Yeah, and I think I'm happy about it. I'm also glad that I'm now in the season where I am making my own routine based on like my things.
You're adjusting.
Yeah, so I'm glad that I've gotten also a chance to be on my own and do things on my own.
Regardless of how scared you were in the
Yeah,
beginning.
because I was so scared. I was like, you guys, how am I going to leave?
How are we going to do? I remember when we were like saying bye. Hey, I said, wow, she's really
My
going
life
through
is
it.
in shambles.
She's really going through it. But I also love the fact that there was community around you around that time.
Yeah.
And I think that says a lot about your heart and who you are, regardless of how, like guarded up you may be. Yeah, so I think my opinions are slowly changing, and emphasis on the slowly. Like I'm slowly getting there, but also in the same breath, I'm open to the idea of not having kids as well.
Yeah.
Because I also didn't have an easy childhood. So it's like growing up with a present mom financially, but not a present mom emotionally. Also like made it very difficult for me to relate and bond with my siblings and also with kids for a while. Because I was like, I remember there's once I did a sleepover with my nephew and my niece here, and the minute they just started pouring things, I said, okay, it's time for me to take
like
you
your
back.
eye was like twitching.
I was like, it's time for me to take you back to your parents and we are good. Like just 2 hours, you've watched a movie, you've eaten your pizza, it's time for you guys to go. But I think there's beauty in that regardless. So I think separation, and this separation can happen in different ways. I think sometimes we assume that it has to be havoc, and then in other realities it's like, oh, we had a good ride, and it's just time for us to separate, but not at the expense of the love that we have for our kids.
Yeah. Let me ask you, what is currently changing your opinion on like the kids?
Oh, of course, it's just a man that is in my life right now.
I feel like men have that effect.
They have that
on
effect,
women.
and
Like they can convince
change
you
your
a
opinion,
bit.
and he's not like doing it directly, but like I think I see him trying to communicate. I see him trying to make an effort to accommodate a reality that is not his norm, and for him to be able to accommodate a situation where we are actively talking about our feelings, our past, our current. It's nice. So I think whenever we think about where we are going, it's very clear for him that he wants marriage and stuff. But I think when he started saying it, I said, hey, hold up.
Pause.
You want to marry me? No ways, no ways, no ways, no ways, no ways. Because I think there's a statement that one of my family members made a while back that's just tainted my spirit in regards to like marriage. And I was like, oh, I'm not seen as someone who's worthy of getting married. Because I think I was very chaotic in my younger days. I think I mentioned this in my first episode. From like 17 to 21, I was reckless. But I was like, it's 17 to 21, let's have a good time. But I was also running away from so many feelings and emotions that I didn't know how to process. So I think that stuck with them in regards to like who Stephanie is. And the idea of me changing still becomes very difficult for them to accommodate. I think I remember the last time when I told them, oh, I'm quitting Shivas and I want to be sober. They were like, hey, will you hack? Because I used to, Stephanie, why are you Shere? I'll call you back tomorrow. I don't call because now I'm suffering with the hangover 2 days. So I call them like 4 days.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be the unreliable sibling. And I think when I came to the awareness of the environment that we grew up in may have been central, but our experiences are different. Our relationship with my mom is different. And in this season, like you said, even with your dad, I've worked so hard to get to where I am with my mom.
Yeah.
To the point where like she's the biggest supporter that I have.
Yeah.
Hands down.
That's so nice.
Yeah, and to see how she has opened up her brain and heart to this podcast, because I told her I've lived with so much shame because you made us secretive, like it was like, let's not tell people. They don't need to know things of that nature. And I always grew up knowing that if I share information, if I do this, they don't need to know. So like once in a while, I'd just disappear and my mom is like, where are you? I'm like, I'm in Voi to see a boyfriend in Mombasa. And she's like, you're in what? I said, I'm in Voi, babes. You're the one who told me not to tell people. So even you, you're not going to be told. Even you don't
You're not
know.
supposed to know unless you ask me.
And that was such a crazy relationship. I think I don't even talk about that. I was totally telling Karen. She was like, you don't mention like pre-2017. Because that man was like 3 times me, you, and probably Steph and another friend combined. But I was in love, friend. And I think he led to my first like depressive stage because he was constantly telling me you're fat. And I was like, why are you saying I'm fat when you can barely get into your car?
While you...
Yeah, but I was there for the
like,
cuddles. I was there for the cuddles, like hands down. I think the idea of, and also a savior complex that I came to realize later was like, I want to help him lose this weight. I want to sign him up for swimming classes. I want to, make sure that I know his diet. Yeah. I was like, I think that the many times I'd go to Mombasa, I don't have a job, friend. It was even before Mac. And I was coming to Mombasa, I do shopping at Nakumat, Diani, and then I take Nyali, and then I take the shopping to his house. Hey. I cook for him.
Gosh, you're a giver. I
am such a giver. And then I went through one breakup and I said, y'all niggas don't deserve this, But I think that relationship was very monumental because it affected how I viewed myself and the fact that to him I was fat and he was obese quite literally to a point where he got diabetes eventually, and then that's when our relationship ended. But to the fact that I was able to take up someone's opinion of me fully and make it my own. And I'm like, oh, for real, I'm fat. And that led to me like starting therapy and seeing a psychiatrist and everything. But like you've recently talked about your journey with therapy, what initially instigated you to go to therapy?
So I started therapy in 2021. Mm-hmm. Towards the end of 2021, I was just like, I feel like this was when my parents were like at it with each other. They were just beginning their separation journey, and obviously like I was still at my parents' house. The state at home was not great. Hey,
especially for up here.
Yeah,
you're losing it.
When you stay with your parents, you literally pay in mental health. It's actually
the cost that you incur is you're gonna mental shambles.
Your wallet is going to be fat.
Therapy
that you need to pay for therapy.
Yeah.
So I just said, and that was also towards the end of me ending my first business partnership.
When we catch you, Ricky. When we catch you, Ricky.
When we catch you.
Hey, but I was so happy the other day when he was being like taken down. I loved it so much. I was like, "Ooh, child, your time has come."
Let me tell you,
I was so happy. I love
bitch.
it. I was like, I love it so much because he took you through hell, friend.
Yeah.
And that I think that's when it was the beginning of our relationship, and I was like, oh, she's just constantly going through it.
Yeah, literally like one.
I was like, it was one thing after the other. So I cannot imagine having to navigate that, and you poured your heart and soul into that business.
I made that brand my own.
Completely. And now your parents are separating. So I can only imagine your head space at the time. So I was like,
you know what? I need to speak to somebody. And then I met Ruby, my angel.
Your therapist.
My therapist.
Shout out to you, Ruby.
Shout out to Ruby. She is such an angel.
Is she still your therapist?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
She is... I feel like she literally took me out of the darkest depths of hell. Gutter trenches that was deep.
In. So when we are editing, can you zoom in on her face? She said, darkest, deepest. I want you guys to see the pain, the anguish. Yeah.
She actually made this interesting observation that I realized like much after. She said, when you first started with me, you only wore black.
Oh, don't do that, child. I love black.
I'm sorry, but that's what she said.
I love black so much.
She said that like I feel like everybody has a depression color. Like that's what she was saying. Like,
damn.
People have So it can be black for me, it can be another color for you. But
I think it might be black. Now that we're thinking about it. Wow, okay.
Yeah. So she's like, you only wore every time you came for sessions, you only wore black. And for like the first
There were
4 or
physical
5
sessions.
yeah, I just wanted to be with her physically. So we used to meet at Arboretum.
And take a
Sometimes
walk.
we'd go meet at a restaurant and like we'd chat as
you're going.
as we go for a walk, which was really nice. The
That's really
online thing,
dope.
we tried it. I didn't enjoy
Like it, yeah.
because I just want to feel like I'm talking to a human
friend,
being.
yeah.
And also, I was in my parents' house. How can I have therapy about my parents?
In your parents' house. They'd be like, so, I had you in a meeting. And then it sounded like you're talking shit about me.
And airing out all my business.
Yes. One thing about parents, they don't want to be embarrassed.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Let me just take this meeting
Outside, yeah.
So I really enjoyed the outside garden like meetings, and she's very unconventional in her methods. She'll like say, okay, let's go eat something, or let's go for a walk here, or let's go like skating.
That is very new because I've never heard of a therapist who does that.
she's
All of them
so
are just like
unconventional.
quick with online, get the money, we move on. But like they're having a personal relationship, I can see how that would impact even your relationship with therapy.
Yeah,
Because you view it very differently.
Yeah, and like you feel like you trust this person. So even if you say like the small mundane things that matter to you, she'll like take them seriously and she'll remember. So yeah, so I started therapy because of that. Like just like my life was in shambles at that time. I just needed like clarity. And even like now when my life went into more shambles.
Without telling us, guys, as we don't know, we're thinking strong, independent girl. And one thing about Tara, she may not pick your call when she's going through it. Party, D&D. When you see her notifications have been silenced, you're just
my notifications are never silent.
I was like, hey, wow, this one is quite something. And I remember having to check up on you a couple of times on IG, and I'm like, how are you doing?
Oh my God.
How are you really doing?
My life went into more shambles.
Yeah.
Now again, I went through the biggest fight I have ever had with my friends. And they were both angry at me.
It's not us, I promise.
It's not
me
you guys.
or Steph. Just clarifying. Us were good.
Yeah, us were good actually.
Yeah.
In fact, I think we were even like getting stronger in our friendship at that time, which really helped me. But yeah, like my life went into more shambles. I had an ex-boyfriend who was angry at me too. Everyone was, I feel like the world was just like
Coming at
me.
you, yeah.
Now that business that I left was just going into shit. I had lost money.
Lots of money.
I'd lost a lot of money. The situation at home was even getting much worse. This was now 2022. Much worse. I was just like, guy, whoever has my voodoo doll.
Hey, please. Can you put it on a standstill?
Please just drop it. Aki, just drop it.
You're doing too much.
I was like, no, God is making me his strongest warrior.
And you know what?
And I'm just a princess.
I think when I see seasons where I think God is testing my faith, I'm like, but I love you. This is not necessary. You don't need to take me through hell for me to be like, praise Jesus.
Yeah.
And most times I think I've found a space where when I talk to God, I'm like, I love you, but this is not sitting well with me. I think for me, conversations with God and prayers they're in different ways. Which is I'm like, you can build whatever you want it to be, to whatever you want it to be. Because whenever I'm in the gym, I'm like, these kgs don't seem like they're going to work for me. But the strength and the grace of the Lord is sufficient. Come through now. Come through now. I have a conversation with someone, and it's just conversations, and I think that's how I grew my faith. But yeah, back to 2022.
So I feel like Ruby came through for me in the most way
at that time.
Like she was like, Tara, you got this. And I think I was even seeing her more often. I was like, I just need
support.
I need to know that I'm not crazy. And that's actually also when she diagnosed me with ADHD. She gave me a test and she was like, Tara, your ADHD is severe. Like if I was
how does it present itself?
Said if I was any other therapist, I would have to put you on pills. I was like, God damn.
What's your fear with pills?
I feel like in the US, that's how they treat like mental illness. They don't really like look at it and say, okay, how do we work around this without like
getting you on medication,
prescribing you with something. And so like the horror stories that I've had from getting addicted to the pills and like if you're not on your medication, you go completely cuckoo and you start like
everything goes to shambles.
You go and walk on the streets naked and stuff like that. So those are the things I was scared of. I was like, But he said, I'm not going to put you on pills. I'm just going to help you like navigate your ADHD and see like if you put you on a routine, get into a routine that's going to help you not go crazy. And not to say that I feel like my mind, sometimes I feel like my mind is on fire.
What a description. It's just like, can we cool it down? Sometimes you need to take a cold shower.
A fan in there.
Because you're thinking about there are so many tabs that have been opened.
So many tabs are open and they're all like running, and sometimes I just feel like it's like.
Well, I don't think you'd know about this, but even these meds that you've been waiting to receive are for mental health. I was recently diagnosed with clinical depression.
Oh, God.
But you can't really see. She said, oh, God. She said,
it sounds so scary.
My God. But I think for me, I just want to demystify the idea that it's crazy individuals who get on medication or like it's extremes. It's just that sometimes you need the help to be able to function at your optimum.
Yeah.
And before I told you, has anything changed here?
No.
Yeah.
And as I was saying, I feel like in the US, before they help you like work around your...
It's straight medication.
Like it's just straight to medication, not even like, let's try, see if you have the strength to do this. I mean, if you don't, then
we can go to the medication.
To help you out.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing has changed.
Yeah, so I'm helping you maneuver that stigma so that you don't feel like whenever something like that is, not that I'm expecting your downfall in regards like your mental health, but if in the event that life becomes so difficult that you may need additional help, it doesn't change anything.
It really doesn't.
Yeah, I'm the same, babe.
You are, and you're consistent.
Exactly, because I have the meds now, so I'm operating at the way I used to. I think the Stephanie that I know is this Stephanie. Yeah, so whenever I'm not able to like do the things that I love, like going to the gym and like communicating with my friends on like a daily basis and reaching out to my mom and things like that is when I'm like, okay, things are getting thick.
Need some help.
Yeah, and I was being that I went through therapy for such a long time, I was just like, I know what you're gonna tell me. Get into a routine, affirm yourself, dress nicely, do your makeup, do the things that make you happy.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm unable to do those things. I'm unable to apply the tools. What will help me navigate this season to jumpstart the tools usage, you know? And in this situation, it had to just be meds. And initially I was very scared to even open up about that, because I remember I told even my friend Sarah, she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm like, you're the reasons why now I'm feeling like I am helpless, you know? But also that day, it's different. It was a lot of emotions to process, and I get that because I think I had to put myself in a space to be like, okay, this is okay. You know, if this is what I need to function, that's fine.
Yeah.
But also I had to demystify the stigma that I had as well, which was like, by the time you're admitted or you're on medicine, you cray.
Yeah.
But now I'm the one. But I'm not crazy.
Like, in a straight jacket.
And like close your arm.
In a white room.
It's, it's giving like, what's it called? Was it Broken Mirror or something?
Yeah.
Black Mirror. One of those episodes, it's like, it gives a very extremes. There's no middle ground in like what can help you. It's just either you're being locked up, tied up, and you have bandages and everything, or you're in a good space. Yeah. But navigating that and just being able to even have those conversations as a friend group about therapy, and not having anyone being like, oh my God, you're a bit crazy, you need help.
Actually, all of you are a bunch of crazies.
Yeah, all of us are just like, hello, I need you today. And I think in the life that we live today, there are so many factors that are contributing to us like possibly losing our minds. If it's not the financial bill, bruh, cut the cameras, dead ass, because we are going through it. And the fact that we're in the gig economy as well, there's so much uncertainty, and I feel like we believe in ourselves and our craft so much that we stepped into a career that is unconventional because we truly believe in ourselves. And I think that's why we were brought together as friends, to just pick each other up when the other person is like going through it.
Yeah, to support each other. Because I feel like I really found my content creation friendship. And even like an actual friendship. So nice.
Like it's very nice and refreshing. And like the other day she was helping me shoot a video and I was like, girl, you don't have to do this, but the fact that you're doing it, she's like, no, do this side. Got it. Let's go. Next. Love it. Oh, that was so good. Next. It was like, wow. In as much as the video was not approved, they were just like, we need a more central angle. But I was like, Tara did her thing, yo.
did
Like,
it,
can you say shout out to the videographer at least or something? But like that level of support is very important, and just wanted to like figure out what emotions are most difficult for you to like express in friendships.
Anger. Not that I get angry. I don't even think you guys have given me a reason to be angry.
Cray cray.
A bunch of crazies. But I think for me it's anger. I just generally in all relationships, but especially friendship, I just don't know how to be angry at my friends. I think I've even struggled, and the big fight we had, and even the friendship breakup that we all went through.
Guys, God have mercy upon us.
I know, oh my God.
It was crazy.
I just don't know how to be angry.
I remember during that time, Tara was just like, I don't know what to say, guys.
Yeah.
So did you see the message? I said yes. So okay, I don't know what to say. Moving on. Rusty nail. Let's
yeah,
pause.
like I just completely deassociated.
Yeah.
I just said, you know what? It's ended. Okay.
Cool.
I mean, this doesn't want to be our friend, and
Yeah.
she has made it very clear.
Yeah.
Even after we did
A lot.
so much to prove our friendship to her.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, fine. This girl doesn't want to be my friend. It's okay. Moving on. Rusty nail event.
We are moving on. Do you take the time to like deal or process those emotions? And if at all there was like an opportunity to confront the situation, would you have taken it up? No.
No.
You're
And
like an avoidant.
I think I am secure.
Oh.
I like to think so, but possibly there's like a tinge of avoidance there. And that's why I am not able to process the anger and even like to communicate it. And it's something that I'm working on. Like I want to tell someone or even a friend and be trusting that the space I am in is safe, and just say, you know what? You pissed me off.
And you just don't do that again.
And don't do it again, because I don't want to be pissed off at you.
Yeah. It's the way the pitch is increasing. It's just like, I hear you.
Yeah. So for me, anger is the hardest. Sadness, I feel like I just cry. I'm very good at crying.
You cry?
Yeah.
When?
You don't
I saw.
remember?
Yeah, that one day.
remember?
I saw that one day, and I was like, oh, she's really crying.
I'm good at crying.
Don't do that. You're good at crying. But let me tell you one thing about me, I'll also cry. I'll cry and sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, sleeping just solves all my problems.
Sleeping solves all
Yeah, I'm
problems.
just like, the way you're saying, like, your brain can be on fire. For me, when I feel like so many tabs are open, I'm like, tulale.
Time to call it.
Time to call it. And I sleep, and I'll sleep peacefully, and wake up, I'm like, oh shit, I still have the problems. Like, they've not gone anywhere. But for the moment, I think it helps me now come to a point where I'm like, okay, now we can actively
Now you can
sort
deal.
solutions. Yeah,
I feel
from
the
it.
same way.
Yeah.
Sleeping is God's gift to humans. I swear.
It is, because it comes with so much peace, and you don't know what is happening outside. You're just asleep. You
The
know,
world
like-
can be burning.
And one thing about me, I'll sleep quickly. I'm a fast sleeper.
Yeah.
And one thing about Steph, she's like, babe, you're sleeping. We're watching a movie. You're sleeping.
At this time.
But
you're
in my head, I'm
sleeping.
like, we are cozy. You've given me snacks. We're in your warm bed.
What do you
Of course,
expect?
I'm going to
What do you
sleep.
expect?
I'm like, first of all, I've had a long day. I was driving all the way here, and then you've showed me the crackles, the this, the
Yeah.
ice cream. She's like, babe, do you want cookies? Give me the cookies. You want tea? Give me the tea. And then you're surprised that I'm falling
Don't be
asleep.
shocked.
Please don't be shocked. So like, I've made peace with the fact that I'm just the friend who sleeps, and I'm glad that I found a community that allows me. Community
That has allowed you to sleep.
to sleep and just be a sleeper. I think one of my friends called Aaron is always just so upset. He's like, you come to my house to sleep, and I'm like, not really. I come to sleep, but like in your house, and I mean in your presence. You can just wake me up and be like, okay, something, but I'll get comfortable. You feed me, of course, I'll sleep.
Yeah, if
First
you
of
give
all,
me a blanket.
there needs to be like a siesta after, and it's just. I think I'm now starting to realize how big of a deal it is to sleep in people's presence, and I'm just like, but it's safe.
You know, I think it's like a very important method of bonding.
Yeah, because I'm like, we're sleeping.
Yeah.
This is so cute.
Like we're safe around each other.
To
We can like
sleep.
completely let the guard down
And
and sleep.
sleep.
It means something.
Everything.
In fact, if you sleep in my house, I'm so happy. I'm like, let me get you something to cover yourself,
Dara.
a pillow.
Let's get your Dara. Let's get comfortable.
Yeah.
You know. And your home has become our home in one way or another. So, like, I think seeing how we are developing as women and like partners, potential partners in relationships and like friendships and like the roles that we're playing in each other's lives is so dope. But I want to know, like, What is a significant relationship that has impacted your view on love and community?
Aww.
Stop.
Can I say a relationship that I've been in or a relationship
Yes.
I've seen?
Both, whichever works. Yeah.
I think my current relationship has.
Oh, shout out to you, baby. Let's go.
If you're watching,
Please watch. You cannot be telling us here we are supporting your businesses. You're not watching. You know yourself. You better see
watching
this clip.
all the way from
Yeah.
Uko
Yeah,
in
you
the
better see it.
skies.
Yeah.
I think that I don't think even I've been in a relationship like this before.
Oh.
He's the most intentional person ever. And I don't even think that he's doing it intentionally, just how he is.
Naturally.
Naturally intentional, naturally like, we're in love. Let's do things that people who are in love do
yeah.
and do it well.
Ooh. That well is like wink wink. It's giving nasty.
It's given me like an something to like live for.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's deep, guys. Let's take a moment and appreciate that. Something to live for, that's huge.
It's just,
It gives you purpose in life.
it gives me purpose, and even like doing business together also gives me some form of purpose because we trust each other
Enough to start a business.
Yeah, and you know, money and relationships.
Oh, they don't go together.
They don't go together.
Most times I've seen that like the rate of marriages failing is finances.
It's money.
Yeah.
100%. Actually, even like 98. The other is infidelity.
Yeah,
and
like
others.
the 2% is infidelity, and the other one maybe it's like you just can't give me kids.
Yeah. But
Erectile
most of the time
dysfunction.
it's money, and I'm so grateful that we have been able to
Navigate
that now, and then because now if we end up getting married, it's gonna be so easy.
Ooh, let's
Wedding
go.
bells.
Let's cue in. What is a wedding
bells.
Kikuyu song? We need a Jaluo song, friend. Awendo.
Aki, I don't even know what.
Just know we are doing this, guys. We're shaking them a beggars. We are litty with our nice dresses and dolls and like carrying everything. We are ready. I'm ready to be in my bridesmaid era, guys.
No, say
Get married.
Getting married.
Stop. You are the one who needs to get married. You know, I remember when we were leaving for the airport, I said, I think when you come back,
It's
put
a ring.
on
Come back
it.
with a ring.
Yeah, bring something from there so that we see how intentional. You know her ring finger when but I want you guys to give us a celebration. No pressure. No pressure.
But I want you guys to give us a celebration.
Yes, but no pressure. No pressure. Yeah. So how do you maintain sanity and like authenticity in an industry where there's constant comparison and self-sabotage because we're in a space where content is rated based on quality or like angles or like this, and also we're in the economy, the gig economy is, if you don't know a person in agency, friend, you're not gonna be found in the list of brand partnerships.
It's hard. I think even like I was lecturing a class on Monday
I saw in Strathmore.
in Strathmore.
Bad
You
bitch.
guys, I'm about to be a lecturer.
Don't do that. You'd be a hot one though.
Hey,
She said,
so many people will crush on me, honey.
it's like the students be like, oh my god, I'm looking forward to like
Looking
marketing
forward
class.
to like digital marketing with Miss Tara.
Miss Tara or Mrs. You never know.
Yeah. So during the class, someone asked me if people just do it for the money. And she asked me if I have ever been in a space where I've just done it for the money. And you know, when you're in that space, you completely lose your authenticity.
And credibility.
Yeah, and credibility. And I would admit that there's one time or a few times I have done it for the
Which
money.
one is it, baby? Is it one time or a few times?
Maybe like 1 or 2 times.
Where you were like, this man is good. It's a bit
The money is
to be a
good.
Remis.
Yeah, it's a bit, yeah. Like there's just a brand that just does not align with you, and you know it. And you just say, you know what? The enemy is poverty again. So sometimes the bills just need to be paid, and you just do it. So with that, I feel like I think I've lost your
How do you
question.
maintain authenticity?
How do I maintain? I try my best to stick to the things that I like and the brands that I like and use. So and also just maintain my story. What's my story? And I know that people love me for my story. And I would not be here if people don't love my story. So I just say, you know what? even if we are in the gig economy and things are hard, I just maintain my story. Also, I'm not gonna lie, multiple streams helps. Because it helps me now make decisions. I say, okay, now
I'm not gonna take this.
I'm not gonna do this gig, but let me focus on Rusty and get money from Rusty. Because at the end of the day, even if we are authentic to our stories and we stick to our stories,
Sometimes it doesn't pay.
and we need money to support those
stories.
decisions.
Yeah.
So if I like good food and
Guys, I'm gonna put my till number on the bio.
Yeah.
Support the production money. These guys need to be paid. Okay. I'll put the till number below. Thanks.
Send money, guys.
Send money. This production is difficult for the sake of purpose.
Maintaining your story is an expensive endeavor, honestly.
That was really big for me when I was starting this podcast. I was just like, I feel like people have a different view of me. And I think that is when I was like, the person that is on the internet and Chero kwa ground is like different. I think we get to see Stephanie's personality a lot on the SNS.
Yeah.
And like bits and pieces of us like doing podcast appearances is when people are just like, oh wow, I like Tara. She seems this. I like Steph. She seems this. So
it's
like,
cool.
but if you're not like putting out content that is relatable, and I think conversations like this make people be like, oh, so even me, I fear poverty. It's not crazy. So me living with my boyfriend, because generally that's where my heart is not crazy.
Yeah.
And me, my parents separating, but me still be able to navigate a good relationship with both of them separately is possible. That makes a bigger impact than us just trying to portray the fact that our
Everything
pages
perfect.
is a direct representation of our lives.
Yeah,
No, friend, it
not
doesn't look that
really.
great. Yeah.
Sometimes we are in the shambles in our beds, like and posting an outfit. Oh,
But you've just
You've
cried.
just come from crying.
You've just come from crying. And I think also because of the idea that influencers are like socialites, quote unquote. It's just everyone thinks if you have a following, you must be sleeping with someone for that. And I'm like, we are purely virgins.
Honestly, and what, like, honestly, guys.
She said, honestly, guys. It's like not everyone does that. So I think when you get into these spaces and you're able to be in control of the narrative in this space, which is why I was like, they need to see our heart posture more than anything, hence the name Heart to Mike. I was like, because I want you guys to see our heart more than you see the physical appearances, and just to see the journey, and even for you being here to open up.
Honey.
My coffee. My coffee for Tara, because we've come a long way. And I remember this once I told Steph, I'm like, I don't think this babe likes me. And I don't understand why you keep bringing me around her. Because I was like, she does not like me, friend. She really doesn't. But to see even just you opening up and blooming and like flourishing in your relationship and your business is very inspirational. So like, I think we fill different gaps and spaces for each other as friends that is very wholesome. And I'm glad we are still here, regardless of everything. We're here to stay.
Yeah.
We need to be in the lineup.
You will be.
Yeah,
100%.
If you don't, I'm gonna block you, friend. We don't do that here.
She said you're going to threaten my life. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
So, what gives you hope in regards to like situations that are difficult? What is like your center? Are you gonna say your partner? But other than your partner,
Other than my partner, I just love life generally. I feel like outside
even your
of
page
love,
is so colorful. It's like
thank you.
you're always in yellow and pink and orange, and I'm just
So
like
when you-
black.
When you see me in black, ask me how I am.
Oh, that's aside now. Okay, it'll be like, Sarah, is everything okay?
Are you okay?
Yeah,
I love life
that's good.
generally, and I feel like there's so much to live for. There's so many things and places to visit and travel to, and I want to be able to give myself that. So that's what
Experience.
gives me the hope. I'm like, there's still things to do here.
'Cause
There's
you're still
places
here.
to see. There's still people to meet. I'm still here, so I need to get up, arise,
Yeah, it's not arise and shine.
to arise and I'm a star. I'm here to
A
arise
star,
and shine.
arise and shine. You're a star.
Yeah.
How would you advise someone who is, number one, in a relationship that feels safe enough to move to the next step of like cohabitating, and someone who is in the journey of starting a business?
Go do it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just start.
Yeah. Especially now, you're in your 20s.
Do it.
Actually,
It's a
when
time
you're
for
20s,
risks.
Your favorite answer should be yes.
Yeah.
To all things that are not life-threatening.
Yeah. Not at it, let's go do drugs. Yes!
No. Let's dance.
Not that. Come in here. Let's
No.
dance. Yes. Yeah.
Not to drugs, guys.
Not to drugs. Say no to drugs.
Anything that is not life-threatening, just say
Say
yes
yes,
to.
yeah.
If there's a job and it's not in Kenya at home, go and do it. You're in your 20s. Like, you have no
You have no
nothing
children,
grounding
yeah.
you here. Go do those things. You have someone that you're in love with and you know their soul and you know that they will take care of you. Go live with them, because that's how, if you end up getting married, that's exactly what you're going to be doing.
Living with them. So you might as well know them before you
might
do
as
so.
well do that, because you might go live, you love him so much, you go live with him and then
You're
you
like,
find out the habits.
Mambo ni mengi, guys. I'm like, I need to go back to my mother's house.
Yeah,
This is not
okay, I
giving.
love you,
Yeah.
but no.
It's not working.
Or we can just live separately,
Yeah.
and work out something. So I'll tell you, even for business, allow yourself to fail. Even me right now, that's what I'm doing. I'm allowing myself to fail. I'm like, okay, this pricing method doesn't work like this. Okay, let's try another one. This person has said, this event's not gonna work for me. You guys are too expensive. You're too this and that. I'm like, okay, fine. Let me now look for a client that will accept me the way I am. And
Because it lacks.
It lacks. We're not. Actually, another day I told someone who told us that we're too expensive. I told her that I understand we're not for everyone, and that's okay, because there's so many other businesses that probably do the same thing as us, and
That are cheaper.
That
You can go get them.
Yeah, you can afford them.
But it's not Rastina.
But I even told her we're not gonna compromise our quality to fit your budget.
Because you really do put your heart and soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
I think
we're
that's what
constantly,
adds the
innovating.
value. It's like you're not doing it for the money, but the money needs to be made so you can
Yeah.
quantify the efforts that you're putting.
Yeah.
That's
So yeah, I would say go ahead and do it. Honestly, like, life is too short for you to just be moping around being scared of everything.
You're talking to me, girl.
Yes.
I remember, I think, moments when I was like, what are we naming this podcast? What are we doing? And I think for me, it's just, I was so scared of the comparison, or like people being in my business or everything. But also, like you said, it's like we only have one life to live. And I was like, if I don't do it right now, when am I going to
When
do
are
it?
you gonna do it?
If I say next year, and then I get hit by a car.
No, it's actually and I believe in that, like, that death thing that you talk
Yeah.
about. Like, yeah, what if I walk out of here and a stone just falls on my
All
head?
of a sudden. Or like now the expressway is not working and you're down there, it falls on you or something of this.
You never know. And because of the uncertainty of life and how long you'll be here, you might as well chase your dreams now. Fail and try again. Fail and try again. And there's so many instances where I'm just like, I don't think this is working for me anymore. I'm moving on to something else.
Yeah.
I think there's one thing we share love for, and that is makeup. Oh, you become such a makeup girly. Are you guys seeing Zoom? Are you guys seeing her face? Mashallah.
I've seen the light. I don't know why I didn't do this
If
sooner.
you guys are not on the YouTube platform, please go and watch this part on the YouTube so you can see how pretty she looks. And I think initially when I was starting my classes, you're like, I'm gonna sign up, but also I felt innately that you just wanted to figure it out yourself.
Yeah.
And even that, for me as a friend, for some people they'd be like, so you don't want to support my business, you bitch. But for me, I was like, there's certain journeys that you just go to, because makeup is such a intimate process. You want to make the mistakes and you want to figure it out and figure out the style that you like. And I like that you put so much time, effort, product, and money into it, that now it's like one of the things that makes you so happy.
I think it just gives me so much joy.
Yeah.
So just like doll up. I take an hour and a half. I don't know if
It's
I'm doing well
okay.
in the time. I feel like I want to be faster.
No. I think it's a therapeutic process.
Yeah.
Because you put something there and you're listening to something, or you're playing some music or something to set the mood, but you're also like getting in tune with yourself in that moment.
Yeah.
From the before and the after.
Yeah, I just love it. I should have started sooner, honestly.
Yeah, you should
I
have.
really should have.
You really
And
should
I've
have.
always loved makeup.
Really?
Yeah.
But why were you always like a mascara babe?
The mascara, babe.
I was gonna say bare minimum, but I said,
Bare
girl.
minimum, babe. I think I was just like, I don't know if I want to invest all this because makeup products are expensive and stuff, and I just don't think I had the courage to make that investment. My mom also used to do. She used to be a makeup artist.
Oh.
Yeah, she used to be my mom has lived many lives.
Yeah.
She was a makeup artist.
Yeah, she was a makeup
wow.
artist, and she used to be the resident makeup artist for the Couture magazine. Another one that was here in Kenya.
Let's go.
Yeah, she's worked on models. She's worked on like so many people.
No wonder her makeup game is good. I looked at her the other day and I said,
Yeah, like,
trials, not the contour.
The contour.
Come on.
Yeah, so I've been around makeup. I've watched my mom do it. I love watching makeup videos.
They're very therapeutic.
I love it.
Yeah.
Those before and afters.
Yes, that's so therapeutic.
Yeah, so I think for me, starting late was just that I wasn't courageous about making the investment. But as soon as I did,
You're just like, no, I want the best setting spray. I want the best foundation. I want the best everything.
I'm going to look for the Fenty lip gloss.
The
I'm going
Giorgio Armani.
you know,
everything.
yeah.
Let's
So
go.
I love it so much.
We both cut our hair around the same time. My reasons for cutting my hair, which I ended up realizing in therapy, was it was like a form of like dealing with things. So like one day my hair is blonde, the next day it's red, the next day I'm bald, the next day I'm platinum, the next day. And everyone's like, oh my God, I like your relationship with your hair. I'm like, I don't have a relationship with my hair. I'm
the way
using
you
it to
switch
cope.
hair,
I'm like, I'm using it to cope. And I don't know if that's the same. You know the way they usually say when a woman cuts her hair, she's about to change her life. Or I've changed my life a couple of times. If that's the case, I've changed my life a couple of times. I don't know what is the relationship with you doing like the big chop.
I just wanted a new look.
It's not that deep. She said, Cheryl, let's wrap it up. This was fun. Yeah.
Honestly, I've had long hair. So my hair has been long for so long. When I was a kid, my mom kept my hair long. Then she cut it. Then I grew it again. And then in IB, was it IB? Yes, when I was in IB, I was like, my hair has been long and texturized for so long. Let's try something new. And I just cut it. Yeah. I also don't think I have any attachment to hair.
Same.
I love experimenting.
Yeah.
I want to do color here, do braids here. My next venture is wigs.
Let's go. And I'm the one you're looking for here.
My next venture is actually
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so now I'm in my braids phase. I don't even know how long it will be, but I'm riding the wave.
You're really like open-minded with like quite literally everything, and you're just going with the flow, which is very admirable.
Riding the wave.
That's nice. How are you feeling post
Feeling
conversation?
good. I feel like we've been in our own world. Like there's actually
None of
like
these guys exist.
whole production team here. There's lights, like 5 lights.
Quite literally, there are 5 actually.
Yeah.
And
I feel like we've been in our own world. And
that's nice.
Such a nice conversation.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm so happy I came.
Mashallah. So my last question, what are you growing through and what are you glowing through?
What am I growing through? I think I'm growing through this new lifestyle of being on my own. And also now the long distance relationship. Now we have to schedule calls, have to like do all that. It's very different and almost hard. Our hours are 11.
Apart.
He's like in yesterday.
He's not come to today yet. We're still waiting for him to arrive.
Yeah, he's on his way.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that I'm now like trying to navigate.
Yeah.
And I'm glowing through Rusty.
I knew it.
You knew it?
Let's go.
I'm
business
obsessed.
babe. Yeah.
I'm literally obsessed with that business.
Yeah.
So I think that
It shows.
now that we have a system of like prep and stuff, I'm now able to like think about what else can Rusty do? Like I'm so excited. I'm excited for Rusty, honestly.
That's good.
Yeah. So that's me.
Well, thank you so much for coming. I really, really appreciate you being here. Follow her on our social media platforms.
Yes.
Tara Nicole.
Tara.Nicole and Rusty.NBO.
And please book her for birthday, anything, even like a divorce party.
Hey,
Let's go.
we've done everything but a divorce party.
So that would be a new venture.
Yeah.
It's maybe the new thing that you're looking for.
if I could like target my ads to divorce.
You start changing the algorithm on your IG and they're like, oh, I think Rusty does divorce stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm going through the era. But anyway, not to like encourage separation, but like I saw a divorce party the other day and I was like, wow, I didn't know that was something that we could do.
Divorce party.
I didn't know that was a concept. So
Me neither.
That's dope. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this episode of the Hearts to Mic podcast, where we have literally just poured our hearts out, and I like the fact that you are vulnerable enough to share. Follow us on all our podcast platforms and subscribe on YouTube and follow. Mwah! See you on the next one.
Bye.
Mashallah.